Hi everybody, if you're watching this video, then I'm sorry you missed our training day. It was so fun. I love when we get to have all of our team together in the same room. You get to see everybody that serves in nursery or everybody that does Sunday school, and it's just such a good team bonding time. We had a great time. We're gonna try and fit 2 hours of our training day into this 10-minute video, okay? So I need you to stay with me, listen close, and we're just gonna drive right through, okay? Our focus this year was how can we help kids know God? Kingdom Kids is all about raising kids who know God, love God, and build God's kingdom. And this year I really want us to focus on helping kids know God. How can we know God? We had a whiteboard out at our training day, and the team listed several ways that we can help kids know God. And all of them, respecting kids, listening, being all in, praying over kids, encouraging kids, all of them were things that Jesus does for us. All of them. Like when you are all in children's ministry, like Jesus is the same way. He's all in when he's a part of our life. He listens to us, he respects us, he helps us, he teaches us those important moments. He's listening and he is so encouraging to us, right? And so all of these things that we do, the way that we respond to kids, the way that we present ourselves to kids, help the kids know God. So later in your review, after watching this video, you're gonna take a review quiz. I know it sounds like homework, but you can do it. You're gonna take a review quiz, and one of the questions in there is, how can I help kids know God? And so I want you to think about that starting right now. Think about what are ways through your actions, through your attitude, through how you teach or how you help kids check in to children's ministry. How can you help kids know God? Okay, be thinking about that. That is going to be our theme for all of 2024, is helping kids know God, okay? A big way that we do that is through our actions. The second thing that happened at our training day that you missed, I'm so sorry, but we had all of these little name tags on the tables. A ton of them. There were so many of them, and they're all a little bit different, so let me explain. The first one we had was little mittens. They're so cute. Then we had one with circles with crowns. Crowns represent children's church, the kids that attend children's church. The mittens represent all the children in preschool at Promised Land. We had little clubhouses, obviously represents Maple Lawn Clubhouse, the kids that attend there. And then finally, J12 represents the kids that attend J12 on the regular, by the way. These kids are so faithful. I'm so proud of them. But we had these all spread out on the tables, and among the 5, I think, tables that we had there, they all were taken. All of the name tags were on there. Everyone participated in grabbing several name tags. They taped them out to the walls in the children's wing in this first hallway. They prayed over every single name that is within our children's ministry in these 4 ministries. Children's church includes nursery, by the way. Nursery and Sunday school kids. They prayed for all of them by name. And I think everyone was a little bit amazed at how many there are. And when you come back to this hallway, walk down and look at all of the names. They're everywhere. Because let me tell you, there's 158. 158 names of kids that we interact with through children's ministry, through Kingdom Kids and J12 and Maple Lawn and Promised Land and Children's Church on Sunday morning, everything. That's a lot of kids. I don't think you can realize how far our reach is within McGrawsville. It's amazing, and God has been so faithful to us. So I want you to look down those names. I want you to pray over a couple of them every time you pass through the hallway. And I want you to remember, wow, my role in children's ministry is important because I'm impacting each of these kids and I'm helping them know God. It was so cool. I wish you could have been a part of it. Okay. Next thing, we need to go through some important stuff. We have some first aid things you need to know about, some policy handbook things you need to know about. Hopefully by now everyone has received a hard copy of your policy handbook. This is brand new. I know I give one out every year at our training day, but you've never seen this one before, okay? It is completely updated. Everything in it is new. And so please make sure you hold on to this. I don't want you to take it home and then lose it or throw it away because you think you don't need it. This is gonna be important for you as a volunteer, okay? If you did not receive one of these, I've attached a PDF of it in this email. So you can scroll through and look at it while you do your review after this video, okay? But a couple things within that, I want to switch us right over to first aid right away. In the past, we've had one big form that you're supposed to fill out if there's an incident, like someone gets hurt real bad or whatever. That was really excessive, and there's a lot of personal information on there. So we have done a little bit of switching. We still have that large form. It looks like this. And this large form is called an incident report or an injury report. And this is really for if the child has a major accident. They get hurt in a way that it requires first aid. It requires them to see the doctor afterwards, or go to the ER when they leave your presence. Like, this is what this big one is for. It has personal information on it, witnesses, signatures, all kinds of things. You don't need that if someone just falls and bumps their head, okay? So we have little ouch reports. These are new this year. We've started using them in the fallish, September, I think. And so you'll find these, and this is really what you need to be using on the regular. If a child bumps their head, if they get a scratch, you're just gonna mark down what happened and where it happened on their body. You will take a picture of this and send it to me in a text message or an email, and then you'll hand this paper to the adult when the child gets picked up, okay? That's kind of how that all works. You'll find these packets with all of the injury and the ouch reports in them all over the building. There's one in the check-in station, in the fellowship hall, first aid kit in the kitchen. You'll find one in the hallway. You'll find one in Shauna's office, in my office. You'll find one in all the classroom binders have this packet in it with all the stuff in it, okay? So be aware of that because those are gonna be important, okay? Along with first aid, it's been added to our policy that we are not allowed to administer medication. That should be a known fact for us. As a leader, as a volunteer, you should not be giving out medication. The only exception to that is EpiPens. If you have a child that has an allergic reaction, that's a first aid and emergency response. You need to administer the EpiPen, okay? But that's the only exception, so no medication. Other than that, all the first aid things should be generally known and have been the same. But go ahead and look through your policy handbook. Make sure you're aware of all of the things in there: bathroom safety procedures, lockdown procedures. What do we do if there's something happening, a tornado or a fire or whatever? Make sure you know about all those things, okay? They're all in here. Cell phone use, I need to talk about that. Guys, we cannot be using our cell phones if we're in children's ministry, okay? Unless you are taking a picture of the incident report or you are contacting a parent or a staff member, we should not be using our cell phones, okay? Put those away. Check-ins is probably the only other thing we need to go over before you take your review. We have been having all of the volunteers check in to children's ministry up at the main children's check-in, and we're changing that starting this last Sunday was our first Sunday doing that. We're changing it so that the volunteers have their own check-in station. So you actually, if you're a volunteer, you'll come in 10 minutes before your serving time so that you can get everything ready. You're gonna come in, you're gonna walk all the way down the children's hallway, and right here before you turn to go down the nursery hallway is the volunteer check-in. There's a separate iPad there and all of that. You will not print off a name tag from that iPad. It's not connected to a printer. You're not gonna have your printed name tag like we have been doing. So I want you to bring in your lanyard, or I have extra if you don't have one. But every volunteer, when you signed up to volunteer, you should have received a lanyard. So I want you guys to start bringing in your lanyards and wearing your lanyards. So you'll check in at the iPad and you'll put your lanyard on, okay? If you don't have a lanyard, grab one from the extras, or we also do have temporary stickers. If you're like, oh, I have a lanyard, don't want to create a new one, but I do need a name tag, just get a temporary sticker, write your name on it there with the Sharpies and stick that on, okay? If you're in the nursery, you can still continue to wear these. We do caution, though, if you are gonna wear a lanyard, I don't have one out here. Some people have collected lots of pins on their lanyard, and if that's the case, just use a sticker. That might be better, or tuck it in under your apron, okay, your smock. All right, but we're not gonna be printing our name tags from the printer anymore, okay? So come down, walk through, grab your check-in, and that's about it. So hopefully we got this down in 10 minutes. You're gonna go ahead and take your review. After this, it's a quiz. It's gonna feel a little bit like homework, but what I want you to do is try and read through your handbook and take the review without looking at your handbook, okay? We're gonna really test our memory. Some of you are like, oh man, I can't do that, but you can, I promise. We're gonna test our memory. I want you to take it the first time without using your handbook. If you get a great score, then great, you're done. If you score 15 or under in points, then I want you to take it again and you can look at your handbook to find all the correct answers, okay? I will be able to see the scores, so if you finish it and you're like, well, I got like a 14 or a 15, but I don't want to retake it, I will know about it. Okay, so I will probably ask you to retake it, but please look at your handbook, okay? The first time, do it without your handbook, all right? You guys are fantastic. We are here to help kids know God, love God, and build God's kingdom, and I know that you guys have been placed in children's ministry on purpose and for a purpose, and all 158 kids are so blessed to have you a part of our team. Thank you, thank you, thank you, okay? Do your review, take the quiz, do all the things, and I'll see you back at Kingdom Kids. Bye, friends.